please know that clapping is encouraged, you know. This is exciting, so don't hold back. Got it? All right, we'll be back up here in 5. your seat. So welcome to our students, our friends, our family to the Summer 2023 White Coat Ceremony. My name is Dr. Katie Burns-Ryan, and I have the privilege of being the Dean for the College of Chiropractic here at NWHSU. We could not be happier to be celebrating this important milestone with you, our T6 students, and your friends and family. I want to give you an idea of how much hard work this was for them to get to this point. They spent well over 1,900 hours of lecture and lab time. I'm not including study, okay? That's lecture and lab time. Along the way, they've had these mini milestones, mini celebrations to get here. The first of which, methods 1, having to open people's gowns and touch people. I know, it was a leap, I know. Then, think about anatomy, cadaveric dissection. Dr. Muldoon, he's passionate about it. You can see it, you can feel it. All right, fast forward to methods 3 and your first cervical adjustments. If you were like me, I dropped my patient's head. Never did that again. All right, first one. And then, of course, side posture in methods 4. All sorts of things in between there, too, all getting you to this point today. Now, I want to point out for our audience that this is a significant milestone, and we do take very seriously the work these students have done to get to this point, and the work they're going to continue to do as they start to provide care to patients in the clinical education environment. However, this is not a somber event. This is meant to be a celebration. So, as you feel appropriate, we want you to hoot and holler and clap. When you see your student up there, I want you to make sure that they feel your love, okay? Now, the first opportunity to clap is coming up, all right? Students, you didn't get here on your own. I think you'd all agree to that, yes? And so I think it's very appropriate that we recognize the faculty and the administration who have advised and instructed and mentored you. So please, faculty, would you rise so we can acknowledge all of your hard work? I'm kind of disappointed. For 2 ceremonies in a row, I haven't been able to tell any of my great chiropractic jokes. I haven't had to warm up this crowd. That was awesome. That was really good. I also would like to recognize the platform party that's joining us on stage today. So Dr. Deborah Bushway, our President and Chief Executive Officer of Northwestern Health Sciences University. Dr. Stephen Krull, Assistant Professor and today's keynote speaker. Audience, the students picked Dr. Krull to be the speaker, if you can't tell. Dr. Joseph Muldoon, Associate Professor and today's name reader. Dr. Don Egebrecht, a professor who will be handing out certificates to today's ceremony. I would like to point out that Dr. Jeremy Bartles sends his regrets. He was unexpectedly unable to be here today, but he wants to tell you how impressed and to celebrate this moment, all right? The last person from, you can clap for him, it's okay, he's not here. The last individual from our platform party is actually sitting down below. Katie Young, please stand up. She is going to be leading the oath of professionalism for our white coat recipients. Now, there's one additional group that we definitely need to thank today. Joining me on the stage is a member from the Northwestern Chiropractic Alumni Board. The Alumni Board has sponsored today's celebration, the entire celebration, as well as gifted the white coats to our recipients. I would like to publicly acknowledge the incredible gift that they have given to you, our students, and their future colleagues. So please join me in thanking Dr. Kathy Bloom, the president of our Alumni Board. Recipients, you will also find a note of congratulations in your program today. This is a moment that you just don't want to forget, because soon you are going to be the Doctor of Chiropractic, the alumnus of Northwestern. So I want you to remember how it feels to be supported by your colleagues, and also pay it forward in the future to new docs coming out into the field. Finally, I would like to recognize the friends and family that support our students day in and day out. Without your love, without your support, these recipients would not be here today. So students, I want you to stand, look around, make eye contact with your loved ones, okay, and give them a huge round of applause. So stand up, find your folks, eye contact. All right. Everybody find everybody? You know where your people are sitting? We're good? Okay, there's one last group that I think we should definitely thank right now. Maybe it's a reminder for some of you, but tomorrow is Mother's Day. So would all the moms in the room please stand up? The caregivers in the room, please stand up so we can acknowledge you. Now, some of you might be wondering, what's the meaning of a white coat ceremony? Why am I here today? In your program, there is a brief description of the ceremony's origins, as well as the symbolism of what the white coat means. But I'd like to give it just a little more context. So the white coat ceremony is the midway point in our academic program. It's a moment where we can stop, we can take a breath and reflect, and celebrate all of the work that these students have accomplished to this point, and also recognize the hard work that still lays ahead. So to quote our own Dr. Jeremy Bartles, the natural order is to keep moving forward to the next big thing and accomplishment, but we must stop, take a moment, and reflect on our achievements. Only at these moments can we genuinely understand the sacrifices and successes we've achieved and the failures we've overcome. Give yourself the space and self-love to appreciate all that you have endured getting to this point. I think that's a very poignant quote. So we celebrate this milestone with the wearing of a white coat, which is not just a piece of clothing, but it's a symbol often referred to as the cloak of compassion. So I want everyone in the audience to just reflect on the characteristics you immediately assume of a person wearing a white coat. To many people, a white coat is worn by a doctor, someone who's knowledgeable, they have expertise, someone who knows what's going on, someone who's willing and wanting to help. It's a person who is considered a trusted professional who cares for their patients. But after that first impression comes the real hard work of earning your patients' continued trust. Because while you can always take this white coat off, you can hang it in the closet, you can throw it over a chair, you will always remain a doctor, you will always remain a chiropractor, and you will always be providing that service to your patients and your community as a chiropractor. This responsibility rests on your shoulders at all time, with or without a white coat. So to my T6s, you have come a long way. On the screen, you're going to be seeing some images that were taken from the most recent student orientation. So I want you to look at this. This isn't you, but this was you just 2 short years ago. You were excited. You were deer in headlights, right? You're thinking, oh my gosh, can I do this? Yes, you can, you are, and you will, okay? But you now know how rigorous our academic program is. It is challenging and it's hard work, but I'll point out that your resiliency and your dedication have brought you to this point, and I am proud of each and every one of you. So, my future colleagues, it is time to celebrate your hard work and welcome you into the clinical environment, and we're going to start with your keynote speech. It's my great pleasure to welcome Dr. Stephen Krull to the podium, who's been selected by the T6 class to deliver the address.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm going to grab my notes here and get started. Green beans, 2 lemons. Sorry, I must have been wearing this last time I went grocery shopping. Let's get serious. So, I'm honored to be the speaker for this group here. This is the group that I started out teaching part-time with here at Northwestern, and they were so good that I had to go full-time almost immediately. So, yeah, give them a hand. With that, I've gotten to observe a tremendous amount of growth and transformation from day one to now. That deer in the headlights look from the first couple of weeks. From the wonder and fascination in your faces when Dr. Farrar would give you this much information in that much time. And the blank stares that you would give me in biochem lab when I would talk about chromatography or spectrophotometry. To now, when I get to watch you attack these cases that we talk about in class, and you ask good clinical questions and have really good conversations, the transformation has been amazing to see. I know it's hard to feel that sometimes when you're in it. You get into the day-to-day and you don't realize how much you've gained in this time. Throughout these 2 years, you've probably had a little bit of difficulty seeing the forest through the trees at sometimes. At points, it has probably felt like you were staring at the bark of the tree for hours and hours on end, maybe even the molecular structure of those trees. Now is the time where you get to pull all of that knowledge together and use it every day in clinic. You get to be well-rounded and well-informed practitioners for all of the patients you're going to see. But it's not just knowledge that you've gained over this past 2 years. You've gained resiliency and mental strength. To bring another tree analogy into this, I used to work at a garden center. You get some characters coming into garden centers, let me tell you. One was an older gentleman who was obsessed with his flowering crab trees. He would come in and show me pictures of them like they were his grandkids. And one year, he had one that wasn't flowering like he expected it to, but he didn't seem concerned. So I asked him, what are you going to do? He said, well, I'm going to stress it out a little bit. I'm going to provide it with some stress and see how it responds. I said, well, how are you going to do that? I'm going to hit it with a baseball bat. Literally, this man would hit his trees in the trunk with a baseball bat and see how they respond. And sure enough, 1 month later, he is showing me a picture of his flowering crabs flowering like they should. How does this relate to you? Over the past 2 years, you may have felt like some of the people on this stage were delivering body blows to your trunk with all that you have been through. Just last term, you had 12 finals, practicals, plus a nice exam, plus boards for some of you within 2 weeks. If that doesn't build some grit, I don't know what does. You're going to rely on that resiliency in this second half of your education. That resiliency is going to push you forward every day because some days are going to get tough in clinic. If you're really challenging yourself and learning every day in clinic, there are going to be days when your confidence gets shaken. Maybe you fumble through a history. Maybe you don't deliver an adjustment to the level that you would like to. Maybe you don't communicate something as well as you would like to with a patient. I'm going to borrow from a great here, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bucks in 6 next year. Wisconsinites can clap for that. I don't want you to take these things in clinic as failures. I want you to take them as steps towards success where you're building good habits. It's really easy in clinic to move right on after a patient. You start your note. You start with the next patient. I want you to avoid this. Pause for a minute. Think about what you can do better the next time and how you're going to do that. But also remember what you did well with that patient. Some of you really need to focus on that second half. So I was going to use the last little bit of my time here to lecture a little bit of ClinPath because they took 30 minutes and gave it to Dr. Sundin. But they're giving me the red light, so I won't do that to you today. So enjoy today. Have fun with your peers. Graduation's going to feel a little bit different because everyone's going to be off in different directions, so really cherish today. Thank you for your time.
think everybody in the audience now understands why this cohort selected Dr. Krull to deliver their speech, yes? Excellent job. Now it's the time everybody here has been waiting for, the acceptance of your white coat certificate. So families and friends, we hope that you will clap and shout when your recipient's name is called off. I want you to nearly embarrass them with your enthusiasm, all right? Now we're gonna try this out. I wanna see how enthusiastic we can hoot and holler. And we're gonna start with faculty. Faculty, you're gonna lead the way, yes? So on the count of 3, you're gonna hoot, holler, show them how proud you are of them. 1, 2, 3. Woo! All right, audience, I think you can do better than that. So on the count of 3, you're gonna practice this. Hoot, holler, shout. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Students, you're already starting to feel the love from the entire audience, and that's what you're going to get when you cross this stage. So I now welcome Dr. Joe Muldoon to the podium, who will announce the recipients, and Dr. Don Eggebrecht to present the certificates.
Thank you, Dr. Burns-Ryan. Recipients, as I call your names, please step up and receive your certificate. Tyler Chan. Mitchell Ellingson. Mariah Hager. Nodine Indahar. Well done. Chelsea Jordan. Zach Landry. Kelly Manedge. Livia Nelson. Luke Olson. Carson J. Park. Amelia Prideaux. Taylor Rains. Kieran Rackenrud. Mateo Wright. Natalia Reiko Figuerosa. Alexandra Rowe. Nicholas Rushmere. Tyson Ryback. Mitchell Schroeder. Natalie Scott. Monica Shoden. Hunter Smith. Cole Sneesby. Jordan Stafford. Brendan Stay. Ryan Stotler. Levin Strand. Mandy Jo Stratuliak. Caleb Streit. Cody Stangwall. Jonathan Taylor. Connor Thelman. Brady Thompson. Chloe Tislek. Logan Tomasek. Neil Truckenbrode. Isaias Trujillo. Leo Tercios. Willem Bang. Eric Volkmeyer. Philip Wall. Alyssa Wallach. Tyler Walls. Austin Weirden. Isaiah Westby. Hannah Wilford. Henry Werches. Cole Werdeman. Alex J. Weibel. Katie Young. Noah Zerbican. And Samantha Schwerner.
think we need to give one more very rousing round of applause for these new white coat recipients. All right, I would ask Katie Young to come to the podium. She's going to be leading the oath of professionalism. That's right, she is.
Recipients, please stand. Don't be too excited. If I can have you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On this day, May 13th, 2023, in the presence of family, friends, esteemed faculty and staff, I hereby affirm to hold myself and colleagues accountable to the content and spirit of this oath.
On this day, May 13th, 2023, in the presence of family, friends, esteemed faculty, and staff, I hereby affirm to hold myself and colleagues accountable to the content and spirit of this oath.
With honor and pride, I vow to uphold the rights and responsibilities entrusted to me by my training as a doctor of chiropractic at Northwestern Health Sciences University and commit to becoming an active advocate of our chiropractic profession.
With honor and pride, I vow to uphold the rights and responsibilities entrusted to me by my training as a doctor of chiropractic at Northwestern Health Sciences University and commit to becoming an active advocate of our chiropractic profession.
I will faithfully serve the well-being of my patients by upholding myself and my colleagues to the highest degree of professionalism and integrity with unquestionable and unwavering ethical conduct.
I will faithfully serve the well-being of my patients by upholding myself and my colleagues to the highest degree of professionalism and integrity with unquestionable and unwavering ethical conduct.
I will advocate for my profession as a distinct and holistic approach to health. I will esteem those who have taught me the art, science, and philosophy of chiropractic with respecting the knowledge, wisdom, and contributions of my predecessors.
I will advocate for my profession as a distinct and holistic approach to health. I will esteem those who have taught me the art, science, and philosophy of chiropractic while respecting the knowledge, wisdom, and contributions of my predecessors.
I will stand ready to serve humankind and the profession by dedicating my career to the pursuit of health and wellness.
I will stand ready to serve humankind and the profession by dedicating my career to the pursuit of health and wellness.
I will act within my capabilities and recognize my limitations. I will act in my patients' best interests and will regard keeping their confidence in me as a moral obligation.
I will act within my capabilities and recognize my limitations. I will act in my patients' best interests and will regard keeping their confidence in me as a moral obligation.
I pledge my dedication to the practice of chiropractic so that all those I serve may discover true healing, education, and awareness in all aspects of their lives and consciousness.
I pledge my dedication to the practice of chiropractic so that all those I serve may discover true healing, education, and awareness in all aspects of their lives and consciousness.
May my skillful hands and clinical knowledge bring strength to the sick, relief to the suffering, and peace of mind to the anxious. May I provide inspiration for all to attain bountiful health and live this life to the fullest. With great respect, I will always affirm these principles, acknowledging that every human life is valuable and powerful.
May my skillful hands and clinical knowledge bring strength to the sick, relief to the suffering, and peace of mind to the anxious. May I provide inspiration for all to attain bountiful health and live this life to the fullest. With great respect, I will always affirm these principles, acknowledging that every human life is valuable and powerful.
I hold myself accountable to this oath of my own volition. I do this freely and honorably in commitment to learning, living, and serving in my community. May I hold fast to the enthusiasm, passion, and idealism in which I take this pledge.
I hold myself accountable to this oath of my own volition. I do this freely and honorably in commitment to learning, living, and serving in my community. May I hold fast to the enthusiasm, passion, and idealism in which I take this pledge.
You did it. Congratulations.
Go ahead and you can be seated. Mitchell, I'll have you run that one more time for me later on, you know. That's all right. All right. Thank you, Katie. As we near the end of our program, I am pleased to introduce the President and CEO of Northwestern Health Sciences University, Dr. Deborah Bushway, who will provide our closing remarks.
Thanks so much, Dean KBR. She will return to the podium to actually close the ceremony because, you know, I can't really be trusted to do that effectively. Just teasing. I am absolutely confident that if you guys could get through that oath together, you're going to get through anything together, right? And you had it. You were rocking it. No, I want to say thank you all for joining us today. This is truly one of my favorite moments here in that you all are knitting together, moving, pivoting away from all of this content being sort of delivered to you now digging in and applying it in a new way. I know you've been applying it, but this is a significant pivot and a significant milestone to you. Congratulations. I hope that each of you feels as proud of yourself as I know all of these folks do, and clearly all of these folks do, right? So soak it in, take it with you, let yourself have it, because you have earned this one. And you might need it to carry you forward, because there might be additional bumps in the road. But I also want to say thank you, because you all have stepped up, right? You have stepped up to a challenge that our nation faces, that our region faces, that our cities face, and that is to provide whole person integrative health care in a way that solves people's problems. So thank you. I know that each of you are going to continue to be leaders from wherever you land as you move forward, and we need you. And I'm counting on you. But as I was thinking about this as well, I have to tell you that I sort of like quotes in these moments. They say sometimes things in ways that help me think about it differently. So this is a quote from a healer that I think is inspirational to me. Not quite as inspirational as maybe hitting others with a baseball cap, but that's a different story. Just teasing. So he says, when we're mindful to the various elements of the human experience and are acutely aware of the sacred responsibility we hold when we treat another person, and we are humbled by the beauty, the sensitivity, and the complexity of the design of the human body and spirit, it is in that moment that we do our best work, and we are in service to the well-being of the patient and grateful for the fulfilling experience of returning health to another human. I wish each of you many, many of those moments as you move forward. Congratulations, and back to Dean KBR.
All right, as we finish up, thank you, Dr. Bushway. I have just a few items before we conclude. So the faculty, we will have you process up the middle aisle and out and wait for us in the lobby. After the faculty go through, then we ask the students to come through, same way, up that middle aisle. And then after all the recipients are out of the auditorium, we ask our audience to come and celebrate. We have some cookies, we have some drinks out there. We want you to wander around and take pictures if the weather holds. I think it's nice. Our trees are blooming. It's a beautiful day out there. I want to thank every single person who is here in person or if they're online for making this a joyful event, a warm event, an event that our students will remember for the rest of their lives. Congratulations to our students. Thank you once again to our Alumni Association for your generosity, and I hope you have a wonderful celebration the rest of the day. Congrats.